For me, music is the tool that opens door very quickly. I am a woman. I'm a mother. Um, and I'm a music therapist as well, an art therapist, as well as counselor and special educator. So one of my main area is the field of education and special education and music therapy together. I believe in the inclusion of diversities, and I believe in groups and communities, and in music as a unique tool to bring people together.
Why music is so important to you?
Ah, I think that as many, I think I'm not alone in this. I think music calls you. It's like it's not you interested in music, but like music just call you. It's like something saying, "Hey, hey, I'm here. Come to me."
That's
I
interesting. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
S- So,
yes.
so, so before you will tell us more about music therapy and how many different ways we can use, if you like, or explore music. Tell me, how did it start with you? Why you choose to be music therapist? Why you choose to help people through music? Because this is something that we, Sounds Like Women, that's what we do. We
Mm,
empower women and girls from around the world through music and music related activities. This is our mission. This is what I believe. This is what I've been doing for all of my life, basically, more consciously or subconsciously, but this is what I've been doing. What struck you? What made you be interested in music therapy?
yeah. Was so natural and was is really I started to approach music therapy very early when it was really something very little known at the time. So I remember I was starting my deciding what path to take, what to study, and I was interested in studying medicine. I was already as musician playing, and so I was involved with theater and art. But I wanted to heal people. I wanted to do something, so I started to see how I could do that, and I started my first university course was in medicine. And but since the beginning, I had this book with all the holistic medicine, all the alternative, at the time was called alternative medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And in this book there was also music therapy, and I couldn't really find myself fitting in a Western model of medicine where you heal the symptom but you don't take care of the whole. So I was feeling that wasn't really my direction. And also to succeed in that field, I would have to drop my music, because studying medicine was taking me 8-10 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
So it was impossible to support myself, keep playing and developing my musical skills, and study medicine at the same time. And what I knew was that I couldn't live without music. I couldn't live without my piano. That was the priority in my life. People I love and my piano need to have a space in my life. And basically, I start to develop my skill in another direction, where I could
Mm-hmm.
use music in healing. In that time, I specialized as a teacher to help disabled in school. And in Italy, I just want to mention I'm Italian.
Mm-hmm.
In Italy, where I was working and studying, we do not have special schools. In Italy, since 1977, we abolished special school and everyone is in mainstream schools.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. So that was for me was really merging my skills as an educator and special educator for inclusion to apply in classes with other teachers and music therapists to work to develop, to help the development of children and to develop the relational skills and inclusion in the classroom. So
Brilliant.
yeah.
Brilliant. So how they help for children in a kind of brief, if you could tell us, how did you help children, or how you've been helping children with music therapy? How does it look like?
At the beginning was with children 0-13, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we say, I say 0-3 months, that this is my favorite, one of my favorite work, 3-5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And you work with children that are that can have a, for example, visual impairment, hearing impairment,
Mm-hmm.
or multi disabilities of different kinds, cerebral palsy or other things. So you think of a child, for example, that has a hearing impairment, yeah, and I use the grand piano, and I used to dress the grand piano, so the child can be on top, often with a mom. And what you do if this child has an hearing impairment, you can start when they are 3 months or a little bit older, but it is really an exceptional work, because what you do is you keep using the vibration of the piano, you keep the natural voice alive. So what you do is you give to the child this feedback through music, through vibration. Every time children, they have echolalie, they just use voice naturally. Usually the child lose the ability to use it because there is no feedback from the external world.
Mm-hmm.
And so you keep using voice, and you keep supporting the child to, and the mother or the father that works with the child, to have the voice. And then when they
Amazing.
arrive to the age to have a speech therapy, they haven't lost it.
But let's say you've got 15 years old a girl who has been abused or has been bullied. So obviously a form of abuse as well, violent abuse. How would you heal her with music? What would you suggest her? Because you are a music therapist, this is your tool, this is your field. How would you work with her? What would you do? Or just give us some short example.
So one way, for example, is that when you are when you have lived a traumatic experience, there are a lot of feelings, that is impossible to express. Is impossible, and there are a lot of words that are impossible to say.
Mm-hmm.
All these words, they, for everyone, can have different nuances, but there is shame, there is pain, there is a lot there. So when we use music, even writing a text, even writing a song, using our voice, our words, our guitar, our piano, whatever instrument, we have this opportunity to channel feelings out.
And my heart goes speak and give you good advice. You were left alone before you had a chance. Nothing smells like home and nothing's real, just lies. Even though you try to do the best for all of you, was it good enough for them? You're weak or fool. No one deserves to have that lie. No name, no voice, that's what you are.
is a way to use this nonverbal tool just to send out something that cannot be told. There are experiences that cannot be said. We don't even want to say, and we don't even want to remember. But we can spell it out
Yeah.
and send them away through the art we express.
So you would suggest to that teenage girl to, for example, write song for recovery,
Yeah,
to sing the song that she can relate her story to it, right?
yeah,
Or to
yeah,
sing it anyway, to just use her voice in terms
yes.
of expressing what somewhere stored inside there, and what something that she can't say, something that she can spell, is something that something that she can't actually release any other way,
Yeah.
right?
And metaphors are very useful. You don't need to tell the story. You don't need to tell the story. You can use
Mm-hmm.
metaphors. You can use
That's true.
fairy tales. You can use creative images.
What would you suggest? How would you work with men or women abused, or people who actually need help, or adults? What would you say about music? How would you work with them?
Well, one thing that is very important, and I go there back again, surrounding ourselves by a circle of women, by a circle of people that can understand and can support you in the journey is important.
Mm-hmm.
Beside also, if is needed, also seek for a specialist to help you, because I want, as all the music therapy is new, but the power of music is not. Philosopher knew it, Plato, Aristotle, everyone knew about need traditions. Everyone knows about the impact and power of music. But I want to remember that is an impact that can be so strong that is not helpful, can even open up something that is so big inside of us that we don't know how to deal with it. So it's
Mm-hmm.
very important to follow our intuition and follow our self-care, to first not be alone, not be isolated. Yeah, so the
Yeah.
sharing process of having someone that is outside and knows and can hold you when you need. Yeah, and not to push at the limit the use of music if you feel that there is something that is breaking too deeply, a
Mm-hmm.
boundary that was a protective boundaries.
Let me sum it up. That the first, you obviously need to find the whether the circle or the community. It could be two people. It doesn't have to
Yeah,
be community in sense of
yes, yes, yes.
numbers, but some people who can be always for you, right? Because you're very right that music can open a lot of Pandora's box, if you like, right? Or a lot of places very hidden for a long time. But then you need to have that support after that, because you need to do something with it. And sometimes that's true, songs or music therapy or sound therapy can open up the hidden places, and then you need to know where to go with it, and you need to know who you can talk to, or who can lead you or facilitate you further with it, right? So this is why, if I can say that, this is why when we started Sounds Like Women, we started from songs, because obviously they were the stories. But then some women were like, okay, we related to it, and we've seen that these women need actually support, because the songs opened up something in their hearts, and they started slowly speaking up. But I kind of intuitively felt that, all right, so this is the first step in this all music or sound therapy. Now we need to move forward. So that's how we created the live shows with panels full of experts from women and family fields. So I knew that once they come, once they listen to the songs, once they have tears in their eyes, which is the first obviously step in terms of relief and kind of therapy, then they need to go to someone to actually ask for the further help. And then we propose the music workshops, which are further kind of music therapy, and they will be also done with music therapists who can help them when they finally open the Pandora's boxes, right? So
Yeah.
that's a very good point, that yeah, that being with music and using music as a healing tool needs to be done with some sort of community support.
Yeah, I think they're saying something very important. It's very important when you say there is something that open up, and then that something, there are different direction, but needs to be channeled in something else. And for example, you create a group, you play with others, and what is very beneficial is that you release those energies, you release of the charge that you have towards the issue and the mother, because what you do in what you're doing is great. You know, when I look at the women playing, and it's really this is the other level of the you know, transformation. When you, what you call healing process, I would say, using the word also, the transformative process. So you start from a place of sorrow, of pain, of trauma, but what you do from that ashes, you are creating something new, a new story, a new life, new energy, new feelings, new emotions, and then you become that new person. So is this ability to play with others, to seek, and then to transform that whole story. You forget it, you cut it away from your life, and it's a new story, and it's the new story of you creating, expressing, relating in a way that is fulfilling.
Let's just fall in love. Baby, don't you know life is really short. It's shorter than you know. Let's just fall in love. Take it easy, go. Let's just fall in love. Fall in love. Well, because it seems impossible. Why don't we just fall in love? Simply fall in love. Well, because it seems impossible. Why don't we just fall in love? Simply fall in love. Well, because it seems impossible. Why don't we just fall in love? Simply fall in love. Well, because it seems impossible. So why don't we just fall in love? Simply fall in love. Well, because it seems impossible. So why don't we just fall in love? Simply fall in love. Well, because it seems impossible.
You are a music therapist, you play piano, you've been in the music for all your life, but is there anything in music that you still would like to do, something more, or maybe learn something else? Is it some unfinished business in your relationship with music that you would like to still do?
Oh yeah, I have unfinished business, a lot of unfinished business.
I was expecting it.
Yes, yes, I have unfinished business. First of all, there is never an end. Now, what I want, my unfinished bit is that um, I have this desire to play with women or to play in groups again, finally.
Hello, we're
And
here.
yeah, and also to use more the music, because usually I use active music therapy, where everyone plays different instrument from tradition, popular tradition, but more really use music and the music I compose, and see what is the effect into really channel in mindfulness and meditative states through this.
But you mean like writing songs, writing pieces of music, or how would be
So,
that?
well, I think it's
What
like
sort of form? What sort of form of it?
you have a music, so you have performance, yes, but also at the same time during the performance, you have also you inspire people to make a little journey through the choice of a song or through the choice of a sound. I can access very quickly to a place that I didn't even know that was inside of me as an emergency. I embed in my practice also the spiritual side, where so you call it spiritual, but anyway, for me, is the self-inquiry, the something that can really be guided through music as a tool to self-explore and even to fix something, some little thing that you didn't even know, to calm or to, release anxiety, or to find a new direction, or to to release without words, to release without content, something you want to let go, because music can touch you and you start crying listening to a music and you don't even know why you're crying, and it doesn't matter. The thing that you know is that you are releasing old memories. You don't need to know which are these memories, but you are healing.
Something with music that whether women or young girls could do to help coping with whatever they cope, because obviously, as you said, this is very complex thing. This is very, what I asked is very broad, as you said. And obviously we all different, we all
Yeah.
going through different things, and then we are in a different situations with different people in their houses, but music is something that's definitely, in my opinion, could help anyone who loves music. And is it anything they could do, whether, I don't know,
Yeah, I think
sing?
there is something that comes to my mind that is seems easy, but maybe it's not easy, but is really fantastic if you can get it. Okay, if you can start to move towards that.
Right.
So my music has a zone. You can get into a zone when you play music, so you can really be just totally or sing music or compose, totally concentrate in what you're doing. But my suggestion is learn how to fall in love with yourself while you're making music. Fall in love with the music you're creating. Fall in love with that moment. Fall in love with the pleasure you have with the vibration of the music, with the vibration of the sound. Fall in love with your minute, time, space you're dedicating to that activity. Doesn't matter if it's 10 minutes you can give. Fall in love for 10 minutes with you and with the music. That can create a bubble, a protective bubble that is untouchable. And you can recall that even in the hardest moment, you know that you can access that space. And that space will be bigger and bigger and bigger in your life until you're safe. Fall in love with yourself and that music.
Paula, that was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. Well, let's do that.